Welcome back to Extreme Sports and More. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Crank Brothers F15 and F10 Plus multi-tools. Just before we get into the review, I want to let you guys know we're not sponsored by Crank Brothers and these were not sent to us. I bought these with my own money. Now, the Crank Brothers F15 on the left is $44 and the F10 Plus is $34. Now, you may be wondering what the main difference between these two are. Basically the same tool on the inside, but where they differ is in the case. The F15 has a longer case and also comes with a chain tool and spoke wrenches. The cases on these two multi-tools look and feel practically the same. They both have a black metallic design to it and look very slick. They both come equipped with bottle openers. To get to the multi-tool, simply pull under it and pull out. All of the multi-tools are held into the case simply with magnets. To remove your chain tool and spoke key on the F15, simply grip it here and pull out. It's held together again with a magnet. Now, let's move on to the multi-tools themselves. Now, to get at your tools, there's a few ways you can do it. Simply push up from the bottom. That's my favorite way probably. It's probably the easiest. Or use your fingernail and just try and get at the tool that you're looking for. Now I've noticed that these get a little bit loose, as you can see right here. Easy way to fix that, simply take any other tool or something like that. I have a hex wrench back here that we could use. And then from there we can just go ahead and use another tool or something to just adjust this. Now the tool comes with multiple sizes of bits. As you can see, it's got a Torx bit right here, a few hex keys, larger hex key right here. We just got our Phillips head, flat head, and another hex key right there. So to be completely honest, not my favorite multi-tool. It's a little small, but I do really like how high quality it is. I think this is really well built. It's just a little too compact for me. I prefer a multi-tool somewhat like this. It's got a bit more reach. It's got a nice grip. And it's a bit longer, so you have a bit more leverage. So that's the only issue that I could really find mainly with this multi-tool. Again, the ends flipping out is a bit of a problem. So when you put this out, it can be a bit loose, and that does get quite annoying. But to fix that, obviously, just tighten down these little hex bolts right here. And overall, it's really cool looking, really well built. The only problem, a little too small for my liking. So now let's move on to the bottom part of the T15. To operate it again, we're just going to simply pull it out, and it's held in by a magnet, so it's pretty darn easy. I really like this tool because we got our two basic tools that you generally going to have to get a specific tool for. We of course have our chain tool and our spoke wrench. I really like this addition because that's not something that, at least for me, I've seen too often on these more compact multi-tools. And I do like that touch, and that's really what makes it stand out from our F10 Plus. Obviously, you have to pay for it a little bit more, but I think it is worth it. Alright, now I'm going to take these two tools out to my garage and do a little bit of work on my bike. Show you what each of the tools can do and how well they're built. Alright guys, now I'm going to show you a couple ways you can use it. Obviously, you can start by pulling out of its case. Let's say you want to adjust how your water bottle is seated. We can go ahead, simply unscrew it. It's really easy to use. This thing just flips back in. That other way around. The F15 tool, obviously you can pull this tool out, and we got ourselves some spoke wrenches. We got different sizes, so if you want to adjust yours, we can simply fit it to your bike, and from there we can adjust it, tighten it however much we need. And it's super helpful because if your spokes get too loose, then it can really end up messing with your rim and bending it a bit. So always go around, check your spokes, and tighten them when you need. Alright, let's move on to the chain tool. So this is just so you can remove a link, and it's pretty simple. Definitely put it back on the case. Just keep this moving out, and you'll eventually get the link out. So overall, what are my final thoughts on these two tools? I think they're both two tremendous options for multi-tools. I think Crank Brothers did an amazing job with their design. I really love how it looks, and it also has a nice compact feel. It's really well built, so I think I'd be happy with getting either of these. Now, if I'm going to recommend something to you guys, I'd say you want to go with the T15 because it obviously has the added bonus of our spoke wrench and our chain tool. I think that's going to be really worth it because you will need to work on those eventually, depending on how much you work on your bike. Really, two great tools, and I think you're going to want to go with the T15.